So we're back here at our campsite in Upper Michigan, where we were last spring in March or April. And the last time I was here was about late August. I made some improvements to the whole entire campsite here. I got a woodshed built up in lean-to fashion. Only got a little bit of wood in there, not much, so anything that we'll get tonight we'll throw it in there. So that'll be nice, and then it'll be, if whatever we don't use this time we can use next time. Other than that, that was pretty much the big improvement. At some point I'm going to try to build a shelter over here that's enclosed in order to sleep in, but tonight we're just going to use a tarp. I'm not positive on the configuration. It's supposed to snow again, so I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. I was thinking like maybe a lower stealth shelter or like a C-frame type of situation, like the one that I used at Governor Dodge a couple months ago. Other than that, our heat reflector and everything still where we wanted it, or where we left it. It's all good. Got our little makeshift sawhorses over there that I left in August. I still got to use those, but it's beautiful out here. With that, we're gonna get going on our shelter here because it's supposed to snow all night, and yeah, we want to make sure that we get our stuff covered. And then after that, it's gonna be getting lots of firewood here, so let's get to it. Oh, hey friends. So some time has passed since I started building the shelter. I got the shelter up. I changed it around a little bit just so that I was protected on three sides, and lost a couple tent stakes in the process, and then GoPro battery died. So a long story short, I went and got some wood so that I'm not sitting here until midnight getting wood and then trying to fiddle with the battery. So I got some balsam. We got enough to start a fire, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to look for some maple afterwards after we get everything started, just to kind of get things going here, get a nice good fire with some coals, and then look at getting some grub. But I am exhausted. It is I'm hoping this is going to be a good camping experience. It's always interesting. I like doing these videos, and I really want to get into it more. But one of the biggest things for me is it's always a challenge coming out here. You think you have everything, so it's going to work out right for you. You think everything's going to be working out great. Just you got your camera lined up and everything, and then something goes wrong, and you have to adapt to it. You got to fix it. And at the end of the day, it's just nice to know that you have a shelter above your head and you got a fire going. So until we get that fire going and some nice heat in here, I'm a little bit apprehensive on edge here. So, but it's all going to work out, and that's the event there. You know, getting to the end result is the best part, the adventure of it, to learning it. So we're gonna go ahead and get a fire started and get some wood, and get some grub going. So here's our shelter. So it's covered on three sides, open in the front, hoping that all the heat from the fire is going to be able to get reflected off the heat reflector there and come back and warm me up. Let's see what we got as far as wood here. Oh yeah, okay. Got some stuff from the summer we can use. Otherwise we'll go grab some more maple out in the woods there. So what we're going to do is just use this here as a raft. Have a nice dry place to start our fire. So our best bet is going to be these little tiny parts here. balsam or spruce tree. These branches have been dead for a long time, so chances are the insides are really dry. So the best bet would be to have some birch bark or something. We don't have that right now. I actually made some homemade fire starters with Vaseline, wood chips, and cotton balls, and that worked really good last night when I tried it with my daughter. So we're going to do that again today too. Fair amount of snow coming down there. And now also what we're going to do is we're going to take some shavings. We're going to take, this is a piece of maple or cherry. I'm pretty sure it's maple, but there was some cherry in there as well. We're just going to make some shavings, shave those off, and those are also going to help our tinder. So this was all nice and dry in that lean-to back over there. So we're just going to get this stuff off like this. Some nice big pieces here like that. And we'll get some smaller ones as well. And then those are going to catch better, and the longer you make them, the more surface area you have to catch your fire. Just got that, essentially. Just some Vaseline, and you got to tear the cotton balls a little bit so you got the fibers exposed, and then you got some wood in there as well. So we're just going to put that in here. You can see that well, yeah. And then we're going to light that and then add our stuff to it. Now, let's get this thing lit here. It's just it's too slick now with that Vaseline on there. There we go. 20 minutes later. That's gonna last a little bit, hopefully here, and we can get our shavings and everything else ready to go. Here we go. Good stuff. Okay, don't let it die. So we got a sustainable fire going. I am exhausted. Just the biggest thing about winter camping is just pacing yourself. It's just you got to have endurance, and make sure you don't, totally wipe yourself out with cutting a log or whatever. You just got to do it slow and steady, and you just burn calories. Oh my goodness. So now that we got a fire going, we're gonna get some wood. We're gonna get some food ready here, and then we'll feel 1000% better here. We got a good fire there. We got our pot. We got a pot holder all set up there, and so now we're gonna have what I've been waiting for. Is my wife stayed up till like 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday night to make me some Geschnitzeltes. And this is a German dish made from her dad. It's wonderful. I'm not a big pork person, but it's like pork chops cut up, and it's sautéed in like a cream sauce with ground champignons and salt and pepper, and it's served over rice, and it is just to die for, especially when you're out here like this. So we're gonna get that going right now. We got 1 cup of rice, so that means 2 cups of water. Water boiling there, and we'll get the rice in there. Apparently it wasn't recording before when I put all the other stuff in there, so. But, oh my goodness, look at that. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think it's gonna be just a couple more minutes though. Actually, I think that's good. Put that up there. Keep it warm while we're getting everything else ready. And then we'll eat. It's a little bit crowded in here, but not bad. Let's see, in the meantime, so we got these. I made some buttermilk biscuits the other day. I did one without vacuum sealing it, and I did this one with vacuum sealing it, so we'll see if it makes a big difference. I don't really think so after they've already been cooked, but who knows? We'll see. But definitely gonna go good with the Geschnitzeltes there. It's good too. And then otherwise, tradition calls for some Bucky's berry cherry or cherry berry sparkling water. So take a look at that. Oh my goodness, is that good? Stir that so you can see the texture in there. Oh, is that good? The mushrooms in there, the meat in there, cream sauce and the rice. Oh, it's gonna be good. I am excited for this. Here we go, good stuff. Geschnitzeltes and some homemade, could be better looking, but homemade buttermilk biscuits. So this is one of those moments where you just enjoy the fruits of your labor. We have a nice fire, we have a shelter keeping us safe from the wind, and we have hot food here that is wonderfully good tasting, and you just enjoy that. It's just, those are the simple things, and those are the things you hit the reset button in life, and this is why I go out and do this, just to experience this and just to kind of come back to it and just practice, but practice and have fun, but just go back to the simple things. And boy, let me tell you, there's nothing better than shelter, warmth, and hot food. Alrighty, well with that, I'm gonna turn in for the night. Hope to stay warm. Fire's gonna die down, but I think I'm just gonna try to rough it and keep warm in the sleeping bag here. It's been a struggle with this fire, just with it being damp and so forth, but it's been definitely fun, and looking forward to the night here. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. It's about 7:30. It's about 20 degrees out, so it's not horribly cold, but it's not horribly warm. I have to kind of motivate myself to get out of the sleeping bag here. I let the fire die down last night. I did not stoke it back up at all. I did not feed it. It lasted like about another hour and a half, I think, after I went to bed. It didn't snow much more, but it was pretty windy last night, so I was good in the shelter. It kept the wind away, and so now we're gonna get up and get that fire going again. We got lots of wood there that wasn't burnt up, and it's still nice and dry, so that should be pretty easy to start a fire again here, I hope, and get some food going, and then we're gonna break camp and then head on out. One of the worst things about winter camping and getting up in the morning is if you have a fire, is your boots are pretty much solid there. I haven't really figured out a good remedy for that yet. So my hope is that we don't have to do much fire if we're going to use our little fire starter from last night with the Vaseline and all that stuff. My hope is we're not going to have to use too many little new sticks and whatnot. Too many small sticks and twigs and kindling and so forth, because we already got this fire started last night. It's dry here. The fire's already been started here, this stuff has already been burnt, so it should light a lot quicker. So we'll see here. Much easier when your hands aren't slippery or the stuff's not slippery. So we'll just get this going again here. A little bit of smaller stuff and just kind of keep growing it. And then we should not have too much of an issue here. It's nice with that fire starter, let me tell you. And this is, I mean, this is where I'm still learning. You know, I thought, well, we'll try this fire starter thing out, and if it works great, great. And you know, just kind of going with it. So, like I said, thousands of times, I'm no professional at this. I'm learning just with everybody else. But I'm out here to have fun and to learn. So that's what we're doing. A little bit of snow on that side still. Look at that, it's catching nice there. And the rice and everything is froze solid, so we definitely need to get that fire going here. I'm actually just going to try to push the fire back a little bit this way so it's more over our food. If I'm able to. But I've already messed that up. There we go. Got a thaw, but it's getting there. As we're waiting for the food to heat up a little bit there, I was thinking, well, my water, you know, my water supply is probably frozen because I didn't really think of that last night. So the one that was next to my head, don't judge me either. I got this at like 50% off at at one of those discount stores. It's an Nalgene bottle, but it's a little flowery, but it works. But anyway, this one's frozen solid, and that was by my head, a little bit closer to the outside of the tarp. And this one is partially frozen, but it's still drinkable. And that one was at the foot of my bed, and it was still in the area where it was insulated. So I just find it absolutely fascinating that a tiny little difference in degrees is going to make a huge impact in your environment as far as, like, you know, your water supply and everything else. And just, we live in such a tight-knit designed ecosystem with temperatures and everything. It's fascinating, and you have a lot more appreciation for that when you're out here and you see that, like, firsthand, you know, and it impacts your day in a big way. So the shelter that we had last night worked pretty good. We had nice, good wind protection. It didn't snow a lot last night, so that could have been a problem. The winds were changing a bunch, because I noticed there was a fair amount of smoke that would come into the tarp at times, but I think that had a lot to do with just the firewood not being the greatest. But things I would improve on, just get better at, just come up with a better system for winter camping as far as the tarp goes. I'm not positive I found a real good fit for me yet, but this worked pretty good otherwise. And yeah, definitely more wood to store up for next time. But all in all, it was a pretty success. I mean, it was a successful camp out. We got food in our bellies. We kept warm last night, and we didn't get snowed on, and we survived the night. So it's good in my book. Yeah. Nice. So now that we got food in our bellies, our boots are thawed out, we got a fire started here, we're gonna get things broken down for camp, and then we're gonna head back. All right, so we have everything set up. We timed that perfectly with the fire just starting to go out, so that worked out great. This was a great, another great trip. Could things have gone a little bit better as far as setting up my tarp shelter and so forth? Yeah, of course. But you know, it was a learning experience, and we got through it. And we were warm all night. We were dry all night. We had warm food. So, like I said, that's the most important thing, you know, and just learn as you go. Main point is to get out in the woods, learn some stuff, and just have a good time with it, and just explore your world. And that's exactly what we're doing here. This is a beautiful place to do it. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it as always, and hope to see you next time. So hit that like and subscribe button, subscribe to Servus Midwest, and hope to see you guys again. Remember, Aventura awaits, adventure awaits. Catch you next time. See ya.